Jihan Banat was in bed, sick with COVID, 2 months ago when Palestinian gunmen shot 26 bullets into her bedroom, aiming for her husband Nizar Banat, an outspoken critic of the administration of Palestinian President Mahmoud Abbas. Nizar Banat was killed a few weeks later after 20 Palestinian security officers arrested and severely beat him. His widow says she has no doubt that he was killed intentionally.
They didn't knock on the door in an official way. There are no written arrest reports, and they burst in and started beating him with iron bars while he was sleeping. If it was not intentional, they would not have done it that way.
Banat's death has sparked massive protests across the West Bank. The Palestinian Authority has frequently used force to break up the protests. The protesters oppose what they say is the corruption of Mahmoud Abbas's government, its recent cancellation of the first election in 15 years, and what they say is its collaboration with Israel's occupation of the West Bank.
We don't want to end the occupation and end up in a dictatorship. We want a country full of democracy, full of non-violence, dialogue, communication in the society, and we want a real role for the Palestinian youth and the Palestinian women in the decision making. We don't have that. Our leadership is outdated and incapable of giving us what we want.
Palestinian Prime Minister Mohammed Shtayyeh appointed a commission of inquiry into Banat's death and said that 14 members of the security forces involved with Nizar's arrest were themselves detained. He also said Palestinians have the right to demonstrate.
The Council of Ministers affirms respect for the citizens' right to express their opinion in accordance with democratic principles, which are part of the culture of our people. We also affirm respect for the independence of the judiciary and its decisions, and respect for freedom of the press and media.
Some Palestinian analysts do not believe the protests will force Abbas to resign, and that the Palestinian Authority, which employs tens of thousands of civil servants, is still strong.
We are not just here talking about one person or individual or Abbas, the person, but we're talking about a whole bloc that consists of employees, of civil servants, of citizens, and most importantly also of Fatah activists. The authority, in other words, shows every sign of solidarity among its members and it gathering strength in order to confront what it sees as a possible coup against it.
Palestinian protests in the West Bank show no signs of abating. Some activists say this could be the beginning of a Palestinian Arab Spring, referring to the rebellions against autocratic Middle Eastern leaders 10 years ago. Linda Gradstein for VOA News, Hebron in the West Bank.